without washing machine, though.
Welcome to the Lazy Revolver podcast.
That's just silence.
Just an hour of silence and no conversation whatsoever.
So,
The sound of washing machines.
you know what? Actually, I think we could get a lot of money for this. I'm going to try out some different bottles of water.
It's a niche
and
audience.
This is going to be a taste and review. I'm currently drinking the purified drinking water from Albertsons.
So it's kind of like the Game Over Greggy thing where he tries all the Oreos.
Nice, kind of crispy.
That's some of the grossest sound I've ever heard. I'm like across from you and I heard that gulp.
Has a bit of a bleach aftertaste.
That's not good. You should probably stop drinking it. Might not be a good idea. So I should not hit the desk.
I'm also going to point out this is the most energetic intro we've ever had.
We're sitting alone in an apartment.
I'm actually joking. So who are we, Sage?
Who are we? I am Sage. Who are you?
Sage what?
How'd you get here?
I am everything.
What is
and
that's
nothing.
that's very generic, actually. You should probably narrow that down a little bit.
I am Nate, also known as Nathan, also known as Marcus, also known as John the Third of.
Do you have to write down every single one of your aliases when you do taxes? Like, how annoying is that?
Very. Now you know why I complain whenever I have to fill out new forms for another job on a set.
Do you like make one up every single year just to make sure the government can't follow you?
Exactly.
Tax evasion through your aliases. So it's been a while since we've done a podcast.
Yes. Well, we were going to do another one, but
We did. We tried doing a video podcast.
let's not talk about that. Sage messed up.
AKA tried is
Sage
the key word.
done goofed.
We were trying it. It did not work out too well. We discovered very quickly that we do not have the correct equipment for it. We tried to jerry rig it, make something we could like live stream maybe through Twitch, but as of right now, it's just too new. We're probably gonna hold off on that for just a little bit.
I don't know. If you guys have any ideas, just post in the comments. No, we're not gonna show porn.
Well, I mean, if you want to, PM me.
No.
We'll set some up.
PM me?
Personal
what is
message.
That?
You don't know
okay.
what PM is?
I thought it was some weird term.
What? That's not. That's a current term.
Like pink sock or something. Just some
Pink
weird,
sock? What the fuck?
Just some weird term that they come up on the internet and put in Urban Dictionary.
Pink sock me, bro. That's disgusting.
Oh my god.
So, just a little explanation of why we've been gone for so long. I actually, and this is an announcement to the world, I've already technically announced it over my Facebook, so if you're my friend on Facebook, which you probably are if you're listening to this, because that's the only people that ever really watched our
Actually, your
content.
Facebook has dropped to 0 friends.
That's true. It's so lonely here in the interwebs. I'm having a child. It's a boy. His name's Gavin. We're really excited. Me and Savannah are very excited. But because of that, I didn't have a job when we found out, and it was kind of this thing where we were doing Lazy Revolver pretty much full time, and I needed to find a job. So I kind of had to slow down on the content. Nate, you've been working on some stuff, though, in your spare time.
Yep, lots of 3D. We're going to be coming out with some awesome content as soon as my computer stops freaking out.
Yes. Once again, equipment failures.
Hey, don't worry. It's not user error. It probably is, but...
Some really cool stuff, though. I kind of was doing some 3D stuff originally, and we had teased it like way long ago, but you've actually have a couple of character rigs that look really, really cool.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to kind of see where that all goes. I'm a little less involved in that though, because I am not as skilled in the 3D art as I would like to be.
You started before me, I want to point out.
Which is why I'm saying I'm not skilled.
You pointed me towards Blender, if I remember this correctly.
Right, so I get 10% of any income you make. That's how it works.
What? Blender's free.
Lifetime income. But yeah, so I'm currently working at a TV station right now, and it's treating me really well. I'm really happy with it. Of course, I would love to try to do more with creative content, though. Watching news, I gotta tell you, watching news for your job is rough on the psyche. Like, you are like, oh my, like, you constantly are like, the world is falling apart, and then every once in a while we'll have one or two stories that are like, hey, here's a puppy that saved a person's life.
So what you're saying is, working at the news station, not only do you give up on humanity, but you most likely want to just destroy everything.
I work on the internet. I've already given up on humanity. That's far gone. There's no hope for that anymore. But yeah, no, there was a story. The worst story I've seen so far we ran was a baby. An officer found a baby in an apartment with half his face chewed off from an attack from five pet ferrets that chewed this baby's face off.
Ferrets.
And the police officer even said in an interview with the reporter, "This is one of the most gruesome things I've ever seen in my whole career." And I was like, wow, that is rough.
I think I would quit after that.
I mean, you know,
either
you gotta
that or I'll just go on a rampage to destroy like every ferret in existence. So.
You gotta save those babies from ferrets,
but I
man.
digress.
See, my thing on that was like, were they hungry? Do they not feed the ferrets? I mean, do we have an animal rights case on our hands now as well? You know, ferrets don't just chew people's faces off. I mean, that doesn't just happen, does it? I don't know. I've never had a ferret. I hear they poop a lot.
Baby face poop.
Baby face poop. Ooh, what if it had feces in its?
Yeah. Okay, let's not talk about that.
Okay, new topic. Please.
What
get us
is
off
our
this
topic list, by the way?
Well, we're pretty much just gonna riff for this one. I'm kind of. One thing I do have a complaint, and I don't really know if it's my computer. I don't know if you have this problem. It pisses me off. Google Chrome just keeps shutting down on me. Does it do that for you at all?
Yeah, I uninstalled Google Chrome. I mean,
you're a Firefox guy, aren't you?
I was doing Google Chrome for a while, but then it just started freaking out, and I was all, nope.
Maybe I go to Firefox. Maybe I just need to do that.
I went to Internet Explorer, actually.
Really?
I went back.
Oh my god.
I went back to Internet Explorer.
Fucking welcome to the 2000s, dude. Come on, get back with the.
I'm sorry.
With the game.
There's nothing wrong with Internet Explorer. I mean,
there's nothing wrong with Internet Explorer. Get off this podcast. You do not belong here.
It's an internet browser. What's the issue? I can do the same thing as.
In Nate's defense, he doesn't use the internet a lot. You pretty much sit there on your computer on programs, right? Yeah, like you don't really actually surf the web too frequently.
I have a list of websites I go to whenever I'm bored.
Fair enough. Like 4 or 5, I'm sure.
No, it's mostly news websites for video games and
anything
movies.
good? It's pretty
Actually,
dead right now.
No.
Yeah,
just
it's pretty
a lot
dead.
of frustration, and I would gotta say, I told you so on that Destiny shit.
What Destiny shit?
There was no reason why that pass should have been $30 for just a raid and a hat.
Well, but they haven't come out with all of the
first
content
expansion's out right now.
Yeah, the first one is, but the second one isn't.
Second one's gonna be the same thing.
Well, they've hinted at recently some bigger stuff coming through, actual story content.
I bet you lunch.
I don't know
that it's just gonna be a raid.
It's called Wolf something,
maybe
right?
one mission. It's not gonna be a planet. It's not gonna be anything sizable. It's just gonna be. Got through it in one day.
Well, it's called
probably 6 hours.
House of Wolves or something like that, right?
2 hours. Yeah.
See, my one hope for this one is it had time to kind of, like the one thing people got mad about with the Hive one, I forget the names of them. I didn't buy them, unfortunately.
Not Queen's Wrath. That was an event. Crota's End or something.
Well, that's the name of the raid. I'm trying to think of the expansion name.
Yes.
The Dark Below. Dark Below. Boom, I got it. The problem with that one was that everyone was like, this doesn't have any fixes or anything. But the thing people don't realize is it probably was already like way down the pipeline, like before even any of the problems or criticisms of Destiny were even out. So there wasn't much time for them to fix.
It was probably ready to go out, right? When the game was being sent out.
Yeah, I mean, well, they were in their
before.
beta, essentially. They were in the let's fix minor things. They weren't in the let's build this from the ground up.
Yeah, they were in the phase.
As much as people like to think it's like that. Game development doesn't work like that.
Yeah, game development does not work like that at all because they're already working on the second one. I mean, this DLC probably could have came out with a full game.
Well, see, and I find that's the biggest problem with game culture right now is they think that an entire game studio is working on one thing to get it 100% correct when it's usually, I mean, especially with AAA titles, it's a bunch of teams working on different parts of everything. So it's like it's like what Assassin's Creed is a good example of this. People got really mad whenever they saw that what's the new one that came out after Assassin's Creed
Victory.
Victory?
That's it was Unity, then Victory got it leaked /
No, the one that came out.
That was Unity that came out.
Unity, but there was another one. There was a smaller one that came out.
Rogue?
Yeah, Rogue, thank you. Rogue came out after Unity, I believe.
Yeah.
And everyone got really mad because Unity was still broken. But people don't realize that's two different departments.
I thought people were angry because Victory got announced.
Well, they did as well.
Rogue came out basically the same time.
But that's the one thing. That's the thing is the fact that they announced their next thing before the stuff that they had was fixed.
Yeah.
But that's because multiple people work on multiple things. It's not like all of EA works on one game, and if it's broken, then they're fixing it, and everyone at that company is fixing it. It's not like that. So Destiny's the same. My tangent aside, Destiny's the same. But I feel like this House of Wolves had time. Like, Darkness Below probably didn't have time to fix anything. They already were like, it's just going to be extra content that's, so we don't have to do the same missions over and over again. I think House of Wolves will have a little bit more, at least from what I'm seeing, but I still have hope.
I do not.
It's kind of their last possible saving grace before, everyone just goes, fuck this and jumps ship and waits for Destiny 2.
I already said fuck this after I got through the game and then couldn't get to the raid because there's no fucking matchmaking.
The guns look so cool though.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. Have you seen the raid guns for Darkness Below?
Yeah, those guns
look cool.
Yeah, those guns look cool. I thought you meant the guns in general. I was about to say all the guns are super generic and the same.
Yeah, they all look the same.
Then you get the few exotics where it's all, you put time and effort into this because we have to put our entire lives into trying to achieve this.
But did you ever play you're not a big MMO player, so I guess you wouldn't. That's kind of how MMOs go.
If all MMOs are like this, I do not understand why people play them.
Well, it's like MMOs, you start off with shit armor, and then you kind of patch together whatever has the best stats and everything like that, to the point where you have armor that you have the best stats. Now it's about collecting the armor that looks good together, rather than this patchwork of I have yellow shoulders with a blue vest and a red hat and green leggings. Then you start trying to make it all flow and work together, which you do in Destiny. I mean, you get the once you finish the game, you get the armor colors, which makes your armor a uniform color rather than a patchwork of different things.
Well, I guess I understand that with RPGs and stuff where you get different guns and different armor, but then when it gets to the point where it's all, we can't achieve it the same way and it's going to take super, super long, I just get burnt out.
Well,
I don't understand
it's
how
a grind
people
fest.
can keep going after
Gameplay.
So long.
Good gameplay is what will get you there. And World of Warcraft does it, and it's been doing it for, 10 years?
Isn't it super repetitive, though?
What?
Doesn't it get repetitive after a while?
Depending on who you are. I mean,
Don't you
some
eventually
people
fall into insanity and smash your face into your computer screen?
some people feel that. Some people. I mean, I didn't feel the repetition until I got to level like 60 in World of Warcraft. I mean, I'm level 27, I think, in Destiny, and I'm still kind of like every once in a
Level
while I'll
60.
play it, but unfortunately there's a barrier of I don't have
Level
people that
60?
play it. Yeah, level 67, I think.
Don't they go up to like level 200 or something?
Well, yeah, but this was vanilla WoW that I was playing. That
Okay.
only went up to I think 80. So I got pretty close to level cap before I
Quit.
especially because I was paying
Yeah.
a monthly subscription. You know, you can only do that when you're in high school for so long and don't have a job.
Or
So
people relying on you. You know, you could actually just started up Breaking Bad. You know, we know someone who has an RV.
yep.
You didn't do too well in our science class, but I did amazing compared to you. I mean, I got a B.
Geology and chemistry are two different things, though. I did pretty decent in high
is it
school
though?
chemistry.
I mean, they turn into rocks. That's all we need to know. They're like crystals.
I was kind of like the Jesse Pinkman of my chemistry class. I just wasn't there.
Yeah.
But look at that. Look at that. I could be the Jesse Pinkman. You know, I didn't have to go to school. I just had to know somebody. I just need to know how to sell it, apparently.
Yeah.
And then I get to know a kingpin, and everything I know and love
Out of anything,
gets killed.
Can you imagine Phil
Spoilers.
as like Heisenberg?
Phil?
Yeah.
No.
I
Only
think he's too
because
smiley.
no, because the difference is Heisenberg to me is like somebody who he's too secretive. He doesn't want anyone, even his colleagues, to know who he is. Whereas Phil will stab you with a smile. Like he won't let you know that he's going to stab you, but he'll be like, hey man, you know, it's really cool. Listen, take the drugs, take the money, everything, like stab. Like that's how Phil's a bad deal would go down with Phil. He won't let you know.
Well, that's awesome.
How do you think he gets to the levels he has today? Which is a good segue to what's going on this week, Super Bowl.
That was pretty random. Okay.
Well, no, it's because Phil right now. Just because speaking of Phil,
No one knows
for
Phil.
those of you who don't know, Phil Click, he's a good friend of ours. We met him in college. Very cool guy. You know, he got assistant directing, and started getting a lot of jobs directly out of college, and ended up dropping out because he was just getting so much work. Which is when you're at a film school, work is way better than exposure, as a lot of other film students like to put
You
it.
have to get that degree.
Oh yeah, it's imperative for the industry. But he's currently ADing a really big, in my opinion, a really big deal. It's a big football. Well, it's for the Super Bowl, but it's the Madden Super Bowl party. It's gonna be here. I think it's Tempe. I think is where it's going on.
So it's a party. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, it's a party.
Okay.
You didn't know?
Yeah, I thought we were doing some like film set thing, and I had to do all this other
It's
stuff.
gonna be streamed live through Twitch.
Okay.
And it's video game related, which I think is really
Okay.
cool. Totally
well, if it's just a
accidental
party,
that we got involved in it.
That's fine. I can drive people to a party site and just pass out in my car.
I think Lil Wayne is performing at the thing.
Is Kevin Hart going to be there?
Let me check. I have the list of guests.
Is he going to
on my
smack him
computer
in
here.
Is he going to smack the dude in the face again?
Oh, you know it. If Kevin Hart's there.
Akijo Ka.
Let's see. It was
That was an awesome commercial.
it is called the Madden Bowl XXI. What is that? The 21? XXI
Yeah.
is 21. Yeah.
Yeah.
Madden Bowl XX1 Super Bowl party. It's gonna have Lil Jon, Nelly, and Florida Georgia Line. I only know
cool.
Lil Jon.
Cool.
I feel weird not knowing the other two.
Well,
But yeah,
that's
it's a
fine.
big block party, and where I'm gonna be cameraman on it, which is
Oh.
pretty cool. And you're
Don't mess
PAing
up.
it. Oh no, definitely. If you ever see me just flipping off the Twitch stream, you know that's my camera.
Yeah. Just look for the worst camera work, and you know who's behind that camera.
The one camera that's at a Dutch angle,
Yeah.
that's just tilted a little bit.
Oh,
Not enough for it to be
Dasha.
artsy. Like it's not tilted enough to be artsy. It's just enough for it to be off and bug anyone with OCD. But yeah, so we got Super Bowl here in Arizona. It's here in Phoenix specifically. So it's a pretty big deal. A lot of people are coming to the valley, filming things.
Yeah, you don't know how funny it was that like literally my phone blew up and it's been dead. Like ever since leaving school, people are all, there's just nothing, there's no work here. Then
Which
this
is
happens
bullshit.
and everything just blew up and people are all, oh yeah, I need you on this, I need you on this, and I was all, oh well, it's about to die again as soon as this week's over.
I always think it's funny when people say, "Oh, it's so empty. It's so dead here." I'm like, "No, it's not empty. It's just that you don't want to tell me about it because you're starving just as much as I am." It's like there will be people that are like, "Yeah, it's so empty. I got like a set every single week," and I'm like, "Hey, are they looking for any help?" No, it's fine. You know, they're paying me double because there's not that many people working. Well, why don't you split that with me? No, it's fine. We don't got any positions open. It's like, you fuck.
So what they're really trying to say is, man, it took me forever to get this job, and I'm not gonna give you a cent.
Freelance is so cutthroat. It's awful.
It's freelance.
Well, I mean, that's the biggest problem with Arizona is it's just, it really is cutthroat. It's like we try our best to, but there's not enough work to go around. This is like the first time in a long, long time that I've ever seen enough work to go around, and it's because of the Super Bowl. I mean, enough that you have people actually calling you saying, "We need help. Can you help?" And it's great.
Yeah.
And it pays well too. Lots of big TV networks.
Yeah.
Which is really
which
nice.
you luckily am working for a TV network. You fuck.
Yeah, but I mean,
You're
yeah,
a
I
bitch.
guess working for, like I said, working for news versus TV is a little, Like working for ESPN is way different because you're like you're working you're doing sports, and sports is a bit less like mind damning than like local news.
Yeah.
But it's a really good time here in the valley for freelancers all over the place, from graphic artists, making flyers, to Brian's brother, Brian Tooker's brother. We're name dropping constantly here in this podcast. He got a
You're gonna
gig.
just give people a hit list.
Brian was telling me his brother got a gig where he basically just followed a group of girls to different restaurants and took pictures of them, and they paid him like $1,500. They paid him good money just to take pictures of them going and eating at places.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Which I'm guessing it's a promotional thing, but as far as what Brian was saying, it was just some random people that were like, "Hey, take our pictures doing things." We want really good Instagram pictures, apparently.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's jobs for everyone here at the moment. Of course, it's gonna immediately go back to, there's just nothing to do after the Super Bowl's done
So
this
just
weekend.
make sure you save up the money you get from here. Which it's not that much. I mean, like what, $750?
Well, it depends on how many gigs you get. I mean,
yeah.
There's stuff throughout the weekend. I'm hoping to pick up at least one more.
You're gonna do some work on the weekend too?
We'll see. Right now I got nothing, but my main focus is this Madden Bowl thing, which I think is gonna be really cool. Check it out on Twitch. I'm trying to see if I can find where specifically it's gonna be on Twitch, but it just says that it's partnering with Twitch TV this year to stream portions of it.
Lazy Revolver Podcast brought to you by Madden Bowl 21.
Yeah. There's going to be a Madden Bowl tournament.
We are not sponsored.
No, we're not, unfortunately. Speaking of which, this podcast is brought to you by nobody. If you would like to contact us about sponsoring our podcast, believe me, we don't know what's wrong with you. We're definitely gonna be looking for sponsors here coming up soon, but we're kind of at the moment consolidating our forces. We got a couple guests that we would like to bring on.
Consolidating, there's two of us.
Yeah, we're consolidating our guests. Separate.
We have like what, two guests?
There's a difference.
Your brother and your girlfriend.
Take a quick sip of coffee here.
So who are you going to lay off first?
I'm definitely gonna lay off you. You're already fired. I fired you a while ago. That's how this works.
All right. Well, can I get
This
my
is
Zoom?
actually a really this is actually a really long
Can I get
intervention.
my recorder back?
Nate, I'm gonna need you to stop doing drugs. I'm sorry, man. It's been a while.
Don't tell me what to do.
So I heard this.
Brought to you
I
by
was
the
talking.
Surgeon General.
I was talking to a buddy of mine over at Constantly Calibrating. I don't know if anyone here listens to them. Great guys. Watch their content. It's fantastic. They actually had a big scare recently. I was just on the phone with the guy who kind of manages their website, and he was saying, I guess GoDaddy's servers corrupted their whole website.
Oh.
And that, like, 2 years of posts gone. They
Sounds
just got the information
amazing.
back yesterday. So they're like repopulating their website and everything. It was pretty scary.
Eh?
Big hit to them.
Well, don't worry. It's not like we have a website.
We technically do. It's a parked page. So for those of you who want to try to buy LazyRevolver.com, you can pay me for $5 billion,
Bidding
and I will
starts
sell.
at $5 billion.
Hey, listen, if you want it that bad, just pony up the cash.
$5 billion. What would you do with $5 billion? With your budgeting, you'd spend it in the first day.
Me and Savannah,
You'd go gambling.
me and Savannah, when we turned 21, we went to go get lottery tickets, and we kind of discussed on the way there, like, what would we do if we won? Which is always the worst conversation you can have with yourself, because then you're like, buy 1,000 tickets thinking one of them's gonna win. And we just couldn't come up with anything. We were like, buy a house. Well, that would only be about what, depending on how expensive it is, maybe if we really splurged, a $500,000 house. So let's say there's that. The Powerball is multiple millions of dollars. So at the time it was at least. So that's only like $500,000. Then I was like, we'll buy a car. Even the most expensive car I would want, about $60,000. Like no matter how hard we tried, we couldn't break $1 million. And I was like, we would be set for a good while.
Well, here's an easy way you could have spent $1 million, but the way I would have done it to spend the entire $2 million and then have $3 million left is, well, one, yeah, you'd buy the house, then you'd budget at least
Wow, that's boring.
You'd budget at least $2 billion to just pay
I
for
don't think it
the
was in the billions,
stupid
but okay.
house tax that they do every year, and then you buy yourself a car and
It wasn't in the
budget
billions,
some
though.
stuff for
So just to
the
be clear.
taxes. Oh, so it
Powerball
was only millions.
Powerball rarely gets in the billions, if ever. I don't know if it's ever gotten in the billions.
As soon as I win, it'll be in the billions.
It's been in the multiple millions, but I don't think it's ever been in the billions.
It'll be in the trillions.
But
But
$20 million is hard to spend in one go. If you really try, I don't think it's possible to spend that
buy
in
an
one
office.
day. Even in
Employ
office.
people.
Even in office, I don't think you could spend it all in a day.
I think we could start up a full production thing.
Well, we could, but I'm saying that still wouldn't spend all $20
Well, we
million.
need to find people. That would be kind of difficult. Well, it'd be a little bit difficult. Probably just jump to different schools and be all, hey, who wants to be an intern?
I mean, you could buy a bunch of shit you don't need. Like, we live in a desert, but we still got a boat for whatever reason.
Hey, we have man-made lakes.
Yeah, man. that 10-mile radius lake that we have.
And I will have a yacht.
I get to drive. Yeah, the boat literally takes up the entire lake.
I will invest in the invention of a boat plane. Which they already have.
Just
now that I think about
invest
it.
the money, and it just constantly works for you. That's the most boring answer you could possibly say for what would you do if you won $1 million. But if you did, putting in $1 million in a good 401k, think of how much money you'd have once you retire. A lot. A lot's the answer.
I don't think you... Okay.
Listen, 6% compound interest every single year. What is 6% of 1 million? Someone do this math.
I like how you're jumping into taxes, which you just learned a week ago?
It's tax month, dude.
And they're already talking about 401ks and tons of
Well, I've
benefits
had a 401k for a while. When I started at the station, they gave me a 401k.
Oh, well, lucky you,
which is
you
weird.
whore.
Yeah, it's weird to have that. I feel so
Yeah,
old. I'm like,
I don't
I
have
got a 401k.
I wish I had one. That'd be pretty cool.
It's not that great. It's one of those things where I'm sure I'll love it when I'm older, but but right now all it is a percentage out of every single one of my paychecks, which always
complaining.
sucks. Always sucks.
Yeah, you're always complaining about that stuff, and then going to do taxes later because you're always
Being an adult's hard.
Is it?
It is.
Is it though?
Being an adult is extremely hard.
An adult who's in an apartment with his girlfriend.
You're not selling this.
You're doing pretty well. I mean, you have like a M&M's figure above your refrigerator.
Wow. Yeah, I like that. Wait, is that the sign of doing well? If you have an M&M's thing above your refrigerator,
you're not living in
doing
the ghetto.
Well. That is true. We aren't living in the ghetto, and I'm very happy about that. I'm also white, so it's I have a lot of opportunity. Is that racist? I don't know if that's racist.
A lot of opportunity to fuck up.
Yeah, but I mean, I can pretty much flunk my way into any college. It's great. Everyone assumes I'm a great guy. Now I'm just reciting lyrics from "It's a Good Day to Be a White Guy." It is.
I don't remember that
great.
song.
You should look it up. It's Little Dicky. He's hilarious.
Dicky.
I love his song. I love his music because it's ironically funny. Like, it's not meant to be funny, but he makes it funny.
Lazy Revolver Podcast brought to you by Little Dicky.
I'm trying to think of a joke. Something tiny penis something sponsor. All right.
Well, there's a very pressing matter we should talk about. Mm-hmm. See, there's a disease that is infecting 1 in every 5 male prostitutes. It's called erectile dysfunction. Brought to you by Little Dicky.
I was wondering where you were going to take that. That's funny. I was about to say, did you get a sponsor for Viagra? That's going to be awesome. How much free Viagra do you think we could get?
Enough to stop your heart.
And that's all I need. That's all I need, Nate.
Oh, that's how you're gonna overdose on Viagra. Normal people who are famous overdose on cocaine.
I have a way out.
Heroin.
Or a mixture of all of them.
Or just a cocktail of all of them. You're gonna overdose on Viagra.
Well, would that be peaceful? Would that be a peaceful way? I mean,
probably not.
Do you have a heart attack or do you kind of pass out from it? Because that's always the thing I'm curious about with drugs. Like, do you get really sick and then die, or do you pass out and then die? Because I'm totally for the pass out and
You've
die
actually thought about this, haven't you?
No, I have not. I'm currently thinking about it right now.
Okay.
Look at it like this. Let's say you are under house arrest, right? And you slowly get cabin fever. You're slowly going mad. You start, bursting through doors saying, "Here's Johnny." How do you
on Viagra? You're bursting through doors with your dick out.
Literally, you're Johnny. It's not even your face. It's your dick burst through doors. How would you off yourself? I mean, I would personally take the multiple Viagras. I would fucking make a sword out of my dick, swing it around, and that's how I go.
You'd probably die from internal bleeding of the dick.
But if it lasts more than 6 hours, I gotta see a doctor. So
wow.
I will swing my penis sword through the streets.
You'll see a doctor just in time for him to tell you you're fucked.
What would you do though? Would you drain the penis? Is that how you would fix that? What will a doctor do?
Why are we talking about draining penises?
Well, we're sponsored by Viagra apparently, so we gotta talk about this,
man. I'm
man.
pretty sure you die
this
of
is a pressing matter.
I think your blood vessels would just burst.
Something like that.
That'd be pretty painful.
Did you segue? Awesome segue
Bleeding
here.
Dick.
Did you see? Did you see the new 3DS? By any chance?
The new 3DS, or
yeah.
do you mean the new 3DS?
The new 3DS.
Okay, because I was gonna buy you a new used 3DS.
No. The new used 3DS.
But is that used 3DS a new 3DS?
Used new 3DS.
Oh god.
You know what
That
what
is
I'm
the
talking
worst title, by the way. The new 3DS. Like you
Exactly.
could have just said the 3DS 2.0, the 3DS 5, the 4DS.
No, you gotta make it easy for all the younger,
You
Nintendo.
could just change the name. Just,
Nintendo
instead
kids.
of DS, just go back to Game Boy or something. Nope.
The Game Boy 2.
The Game Boy 2.
God, that would. How many people do you think would buy it just off of the name alone?
Let's go to naming conventions in general. Okay, so we have traditional, normal stuff like PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. We all know what the next one is going to be. It's going to be a freaking PlayStation 5.
It's gonna be PlayStation 1.
No.
we're going the Microsoft naming
the
route.
abstract ones where they're a little bit like
Or
weird.
PlayStation 360,
We complain about them for a while. There's the Xbox 360,
which made no sense.
and then we
Just
have.
saying. You're defeating your own point.
I know. That said abstract. It's it's artistic.
Yeah.
Artistic license says that it's made out of cheese. Okay, so it's made out of cheese.
People that basically grab name tags out of a bucket and say, "This is the name of our next console."
I
Yeah,
wonder
that's
how-
artistic.
I wonder how the naming goes for this stuff. Are they literally like just drinking and they're all
Basically,
360?
basically, we need to stop having engineers pick names because
Yeah.
that's how
Okay.
we get
Yeah.
shitty names.
Okay,
It's like
which-
1 and 2.
Yeah, which Xbox 360 I would have been is okay. It's not as bad as the new one, which is Xbox One, which is not the first one, which everyone was complaining about, and
X-
they made a joke out of it.
X-Bone. That was the name of the Xbox One. X-Bone.
Which everyone, when they're skepticizing, came up with even better names like Xbox Infusion or Fuse or something, Xbox Infinity,
That's too long.
whatever. It's still better than Xbox Bone.
We were all ready for the
X-Bone.
720,
Yeah, the Xbox 720,
which technically would make no sense because that's a full. Well, I guess 360 is a full revolution, isn't
which
it?
they went back to the
So
first one
two
anyways.
revolutions.
They went back to the first one anyways because it's Xbox One.
No, it's not Xbox. It's Xbox One, not the first Xbox. Xbox One.
That's because it's the number one console in your living room.
You want to know what the biggest thing with the new 3DS that's going to be?
What?
Better 3D, supposedly,
Yeah.
which nobody uses,
Yeah.
and
Well, they use it for like the first 30 minutes when they bought it.
They only use it for games that actually require it. Like there's I think a 3D Mario game that requires the 3D view to like actually play it.
Which,
and
let's
then-
be honest, are you really gonna play it that long when your head starts hurting and your eyes start bleeding?
It hurts. It hurts my head immediately. It's like I can't do it. So I turned that off immediately, and then a C stick, which the C stick does seem cool, but the size of it and where it is positioned on the 3DS seems like it's
C-stick?
so. So on the GameCube controller, they
Okay.
had some whenever everything went 3D for
So
Nintendo.
it's like an analog stick?
Yeah, it's basically like the right analog stick on another controller.
But it's called the C-stick.
Yeah, they call
Because it goes
Nintendo
along the
calls it the C stick.
C-axis.
But well, I mean, the right analog stick doesn't mean anything.
Yes, it does. It means everything.
It's just, anyway,
It goes along.
it's right in the center of the console. So like you're going from the buttons all the way over to the C stick, which just seems, I mean the configuration doesn't look good to me. I don't know, but it's coming out soon. It's coming out, I believe, January,
Yeah.
March or February, I think.
Yeah.
A month or two away.
Well,
Very soon.
considering that they came out with their Wii U controller that was a giant tablet, they know how they're gonna do for control.
It looks like a giant leapfrog tablet. Did you
Their
ever
controllers are perfect, okay? In
Did you ever
every way.
use that though? A leapfrog tablet? Like, did you ever
think my-
as a kid use leapfrog?
Yeah, I think I've dropped it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I think the Wii U is built for. It's built for like 5-year-olds that drop the thing. That's what it looks like to me. It's like a leapfrog
Costs
tablet.
like what? How much does that controller cost?
I think you can
Normal
only have one
controllers
hooked
cost
up.
50. Well, that sucks.
Because I think that controller is technically the console.
No.
Like it has a base station, like the Wii does. Like it looks exactly like the Wii, But I
Okay.
think that is the Wii U kind of thing. And then the only other controllers the only time, because I've only ever seen a Wii U with one of those iPad things. I've never seen one with 2 hooked up or 5 hooked up. I've only seen them with one. I don't think those are sold separately. I think you're buying a whole nother Wii U to get another one of those.
Yeah.
At least as far as I know. I really don't know. I just know that whenever I see extra controllers, it's always Wii controllers rather than like Wii U controllers, which never made sense to me. I was like, well, why don't you just fucking make Wii U 2 and just keep it...
Or just Wii 2.
They tried something, and it failed miserably, in my opinion. Although I will say they are coming out with some great games on
They
it.
are bouncing back with their games, but
they need to just scrap the Wii U. I mean, they need to move on to their next thing. Although
Already?
the 3DS sales pretty much make up for everything. I mean, I finally got a
Exactly.
3DS, and it's amazing. I love the 3DS. It's such a solid console. Such a solid console. I'm telling you, I really didn't think. I owned a PSP before a 3DS. I had some good games on that thing.
Yeah.
But it was like most of the games that were on PSP were misadvertised, in my opinion. They showed, and I mean, I was also younger, so I didn't really get the difference between in-game footage and actual game footage. But it would like show all these cool angles and explosions and everything going off, and then you get this thing that's like just a little bit better than a Game Boy type gameplay that never really flowed well, and it was never really good. The Vita I've heard is better, but I got burnt with handhelds with the PSP, in my opinion. I didn't have a good
and
experience.
then you immediately bought another one.
Well, and everyone liked the 3DS. It's a very solid. I would recommend people get a 3DS, especially because I got it mainly to play Zelda games, and
Okay.
that was definitely worth it. I love Zelda games. I am a Zelda fan now. Although who isn't? So
I'm not.
you should be. They're good games. They're very good games. Link to the Past. It's a good game. Or Link Between Worlds. That's what I mean to say.
Skyward Sword.
I've heard. That one only came out on Wii. So that one's not a 3DS game.
But it's a Zelda game.
It is a Zelda game. I haven't played it though because I don't have a Wii.
Eh.
Also, motion controls to me still not a good idea. I do not like motion controls.
You're just going to complain about all innovations in this genre.
Well, I don't know. It seems underdeveloped to me still. I don't feel. I had a Wii, didn't like it. I didn't have a Wii. My brother had a Wii. I played it, didn't like it.
Everything my brother has, I own.
It felt like a game where it felt like a thing where I could just shake the controller really fast if it was like shake to attack or something. If I just like basically jerked the controller off for a little while, I would do every attack I needed to, and it was stupid. I didn't think it was the same as or as good as it felt as good as just pressing buttons like a normal conventional controller. But that's me. I don't know. Some people really liked it.
Yeah.
So
I'm really looking forward to the VR that we're getting. 'Cause
what?
that's
Which
gonna
one?
Be cool.
Which VR? Because there's a big one that they just announced. That's
Isn't that
technically AR? Yeah, it's technically AR, but
Which, throwing all these around, that's just... Let's be honest, there's just headsets that are just going to be basically VR.
so what's the difference between VR and AR? First off, just for people who don't know,
AR is augmented reality, which basically just augments your reality with displays and stuff and holograms and whatever. So it'll basically be like a headset that records a room and then projects images onto the surfaces already present. And then there's VR, which creates actual 3D objects in a space that does not have to relate to the room you're already in and such, blah, 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 technical bullshit.
right?
But it's not like it matters because we all know what we really want. We want that freaking...
Nerve gear.
Exactly.
Dear God.
We want nerve gear.
It's not gonna
Come out with
happen.
nerve gear
It's not
before
gonna
I
happen.
turn like 77.
So Microsoft, why we're talking about this? Microsoft announced I think it's called HoloVision or HoloGear, I believe it's what it's called. and it's there. This one's technically AR, but it has a VR aspect to it.
Yeah.
Where it basically the headband scans your room. I don't really know how, and it's a bunch of propaganda and I could tell when I was watching the video that that was all just a guy in After Effects putting everything in. Nothing that they showed was honestly what it actually does yet. But it's a headband that basically runs a bunch of infrared to scan your room, and then you can put things in your room that show up in your goggles, in your vision, so that you could have a TV on the wall that's you could grab and drag it to another room kind of thing, or you have a Minecraft world on your desktop kind of thing. So it looks really cool.
Yeah.
But once again, it's everything they showed was not real.
Yeah, these headsets are cool.
Future. Welcome to the future,
It's
Nate.
always, there's going to be a meme out of some person walking in front of a train with one of these headsets on. That's going to be breaking news story. Idiot runs in front of train.
There was one scene in that.
Or it's going to be like Bluetooth, where you get that person who's randomly staring at you and is just, yeah, I like seeing you too. And you're all, are you talking to me? And they're all, hold up, I'm on a call.
You swipe in front of your face to get rid of to minimize the call.
Yeah.
It's people are just punching things in the air everywhere. They're playing a game,
Dude, it
walking
could be
down
any
the street.
gesture. Okay, so you could you could flip off people to close apps.
I wonder if it would go crazy if you walked outside. There's nothing technically close enough to scan.
You'd have to turn up the range.
Headset
That'd be
just blew up.
ridiculous.
It just
turns
you walked
into
outside
the
and
sun.
pop.
Your
head's
into
gone.
the sun. It's just.
But there was one scene in the
That'd be awesome.
announcement video that showed a guy putting a bunch of which they incorporated Minecraft. Microsoft now owns Minecraft, so
Oh yeah. Which we are going to be creating the best house ever.
apparently if we ever play again.
Hey, I'm
Just
going
saying.
to play.
Just saying.
If we ever play again, I'm going to play. I just bought it and it's downloading on my PS4 right now.
But one thing, what they did in the video was they put a bunch of TNT all over their wall, their actual home wall.
Yeah.
Which then blew up to reveal a Minecraft world. I want to see the video. I want to see an irresponsible parent videotaping their child who does that. Who's oh my god, it's a Minecraft world, and just runs face first into the wall.
That is going to be your child, and I am going to record it.
Even you know what, I will record my parent. I will record Gavin if he does that. That will be hilarious. But they're saying because of a lot of video or streaming services now, you have the NVIDIA Shield, you have the PS Vita that streams from a console that runs it. That's how this is going to work, is off of Windows 10.
Yeah.
It'll stream, and the headband really is just in charge of the IR and sending that back so your computer actually is running this. I don't know what kind of supercomputer you're going to need to have to run holograms.
You don't need that big. You just need 7 connects hooked up to your computer.
7 Connect.
Yeah.
Will they have to travel with you? Are you going to tape them to your head?
No, what you're gonna do is you're gonna run really long USB cords around your entire house, all connecting to your computer, so it scans your entire house.
Well, but that's the idea. That's what I'm really curious about. Is
I wonder if someone's gonna do that.
So it scans your room. What happens if you change your room? I want to know. Let's say it's supposed to be if I put a TV up on my living room wall, it'll stay there. It'll know that's my living room wall, and that when I put this headset on and I walk down into my living room, it'll scan the room, remember it, and put it there. I want to know if someone completely customizes their entire room and then paints one wall, just changes one wall to red.
It probably rescans every time you use it.
But it needs to know where everything is. So I don't know. I'm very curious to see how this turns out. I'm very curious to see how Windows 10 turns out as well. If it's as shit as Windows 8.
Or 8.1.
Which was supposedly less shitty, but I still think it was shit.
Yeah, I went back to Windows 7.
Everyone did.
Today.
Everyone did. I know 2 people that upgraded finger quotations, to Windows 8. went immediately back to 7 within
Yeah.
like a month.
Wasn't Brian like the best apparently when he switched over because
Oh,
he
God.
started screaming that his stuff wasn't working anymore.
Yep. Which
Yeah.
I just went over to his house and he's back on 7.
Yep. I mean,
He gave up.
Windows 8 was interesting. Still hate the fact that it was like basically a Windows phone in a giant case.
It was meant to be touchscreen, and it does not lend itself well to.
But no one has touchscreen monitors. And the people that
For now.
do is usually it's at work somewhere where honestly you don't really care for the monitor. Or you're one of those people who would like to invest in early technology that eventually fails, like, the Virtual Boy.
Or Betacam.
Betacam or Laserdisc. Have you
Yeah,
seen a
it just-
Laserdisc?
No,
Those
but
things are...
Do they still exist? I didn't
Yeah.
think they existed still. I thought they went out of business.
No, they don't make anymore, but...
Oh, okay.
It's like DVDs. DVDs
I mean,
are
it
still
is
made.
like
It's like
DVDs.
VHSs. They don't really make VHSs anymore, but you can find them. Which that reminds me, I have a VHS player that still works.
So you basically
I feel old.
run Internet Explorer and you watch VHSs. You are an old man.
Coming
You
from
are-
the one who keeps
You
talking
are
about
an old man.
who keeps talking about 401ks and
Everyone's got to deal with
Taxes.
Listen, money.
hey,
Money.
your child will know what a VHS player is because I'm going to give you one.
I will put it in a closet somewhere.
No, it's,
Why the hell do I need a VHS player?
Because
Who needs a VHS
why
player?
wouldn't you hook up a
Might as well
old
give me a
TV?
cassette player.
Why don't you hook up an old TV with a VHS player and play like old movies like
live in a
Disney or something
I live
for
in a
your kid?
one-bedroom apartment. How many TVs am I going to have? I already have 2.
Are you not going to play like Aladdin for your child? You're not going to let them
I
grow up with
will.
Aladdin?
And I will play Aladdin. It's on when it goes to Netflix. Boom.
No,
done.
everything's on Netflix, Age.
My son will be the future. He will know streaming.
It will be the future.
My son will know streaming services and not know the name of Blockbuster. Isn't that sad? Blockbuster's gone. I still kind of feel,
I always got angry
separation
whenever I
syndrome.
got the scratched up disc. That was best. Which
yeah.
they got rid of with Blu-ray, and then they got rid of Blockbuster.
Scratch discs? You can still get a scratch Blu-ray.
You know how difficult it is to scratch a Blu-ray?
You can still do it though.
You have to be ridiculously... Like, DVDs would scratch just by you putting them in the case. A Blu-ray, you have to take a key to it and really dig in. And
Listen,
have
do you know how many
imagine
hands? Do you know how many hands that movie has gone through if it's at Blockbuster before you? There are people that are just like, I'm gonna watch the movie and then I'm gonna take a key to it. Boom.
Oh, which
Then
by
I'll
the
turn it
way,
back in.
I just want to point out, you handle this really ridiculous because out of anyone I know, everyone else carries them with care. They put their finger through the little hole and they just like only
That's
touch
exactly
the
what I
sides.
do. What are you talking about?
I've seen you literally just grab the disc, like just straight up, like on the surface that it's supposed to read, just fingerprints all over it, and then you're all, oh, it's not working. Wipe it off with my t-shirt.
Well, yeah. I mean, what else am I gonna wipe it off with? I find. Next time I'll rinse it under some water. How about that, Nate?
Hey, there's
that
a proper
sounds
way
better.
to handle delicate discs, and you're in no way responsible enough to handle them.
I am gonna consolidate though. I got a bunch of those game boxes. You know, like I have
Game
game
boxes?
cases. Game cases. Whatever. Well, I mean the
That's the new Xbox, dude.
no. The game boxes.
That's gonna be the new one.
Game box.
It's gonna be called Game Box.
We're slowly dumbing down the name. It starts at 360, where the height of video gaming, and then slowly it's Xbox One, then the Game Box, then Game Station, then Game Play with this thing, and then
Game Station. I swear people would freak out if they switched it to Game Station because then it'll be like Sony would be all, seriously? You're gonna Game Station? Fuck you.
on button the Game Boy.
It's like change one word.
But-
Can you imagine like going to order that with like someone who doesn't like speak English fluently or something? Just could I get the Game Station? Oh yes, PlayStation. Yes, here. No, the Game Station.
They gotta be Japanese too. It's gotta be Japanese developer. coming out and being like, "You Americans are stupid. We're just gonna call it exactly what it is. can't call it anything else."
Yeah.
But what were we talking about? I totally got off. Oh,
Sonic the Hedgehog.
I'm getting rid of my game boxes. I'm gonna consolidate them, put them in like those soft, the soft cases.
Okay, every time you say
put
game
them all in
box,
one.
I just imagine the Xbox.
Yeah, game cases. That's what I mean. Game cases.
Yeah.
Picky bitch.
Whatever. Well, why are you gonna get rid of the game cases?
Well, they take up a lot of space. I mean, I kind of realize now,
They barely take up a
you
foot.
don't need them. But you don't need
space.
them. I mean, you can consolidate all like an entire like what would be a stack of games in a small
case,
thing.
which I'm pretty sure you're not going to get rid of, is Halo Reach.
Well, no, of course not. That was an entire that was $100 something bucks.
That's
an
a big
Oni case.
That's a big case.
That's an Oni case.
Everything else is like small enough to literally fit inside a drawer.
I'm also a big Halo fan, so I that was a justified purchase.
Massive Halo fan. If you ever talk to him, and by the way, you have like a Master Chief helmet on.
No, I didn't get that. I didn't. That was the pre-order bonus for Halo 3. Oh, you mean the little one I drew on? Yeah. I got that at the Comic-Con San Diego last year.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like the full size, the big one.
Which your head wouldn't fit in anyways.
Yeah, I think it's weird they talk about how it's full size, but your head doesn't fit in it.
Hey, obviously they're letting you know that Master Chief has the head of a 3-year-old child.
He's got a massive body and he stands at 6'7". But
that's why they never show his face, because it would be very awkward for him to take off that helmet and him to have like this
babyface 117.
really be babyface. Can you take him seriously at that point?
Stop! I'm never gonna take this helmet off again. And he never did. Cool. Well, this has been a podcast.
That's gonna be the next.
Any last topics?
Inspiration.
Final minutes. Any last topics?
Drugs. Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad's been over forever.
Sex.
It did get nominated though for the Producers Guild. It did get nominated. It won. It won for one of the best produced, I think.
Yeah, that was
TV series.
That because it was one of the best produced TV series.
It was good. I can't believe it was last year though.
Maybe Game of Thrones and House of Cards. Helix is pretty cool.
I always wonder
Black Mirror is awesome.
How people tell what's produced well. Because that's the one thing I don't think you see. Like, you can see cinematography, you can see acting, you can hear sound design. You can see all these things, but produced is how well did it run? And I always feel like the people that decide that stuff, they weren't on set. It's not like they could tell how well it was run from beginning to end. So I always wonder how that works.
All numbers. You go off of, did they come in under budget? Did they go over budget?
But that means you have a shit producer, but if it does well in the box office, then they win an award.
Did they have any issues with people on set? Was everyone happy? Did you
I don't think they do that. The sets are so ginormous, I'm sure. You don't interview every single person.
I'm just hypotheticals.
And there's always that one grip that's butthurt.
Or maybe you go by ratings.
But even that, I'm saying I feel like how effectively it's produced doesn't directly affect how well it's done. Because with especially a lot of live action stuff, there's so many cogs that I feel like even if you have a badly produced thing, other aspects of it can still save it. And I don't know. I always find that interesting how they judge that. I mean, maybe it probably is just box office ratings or like how well it actually did in notoriety or whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like even that, it's like the producers didn't really have that much of a hand in it. I would think other aspects of it are what really
marketing producer
drove it. But
is there a title for that?
Marketing producer?
It sounds like there should be.
You want to know what marketing producer is? The award for them? Lots and lots of money. If you ever want to make a lot of money in your life, be a marketing producer. And everyone's like,
I don't think that's an actual title.
Be a lawyer.
But okay.
Whoever runs marketing and distribution, they own the industry. It's unbelievable how much money they make.
Because you have to do a lot of hustling.
I'm gonna try. Let me think if there's
hustling.
Any topics.
What kind of house are we gonna build in Minecraft, by the way?
We are gonna build an obsidian one. I don't know.
Obsidian. That's
I don't know.
so ugly.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out later.
I think I'm gonna build like.
Well, guys, let us know
giant
if you like this
fortress.
podcast. And if you didn't like the podcast, then don't hate me. I love you. Watch another one.
I hate
We'll
you.
get better. I promise.
I hate you.
Nate won't be here next time because he's fired. So
Okay.
like, favorite, and subscribe. If you... No, I'm just kidding. Do whatever you want. Feel free.
Yeah.
But one other thing is we will be working on a. We have so many projects. I have no clue how we're gonna get all this done.
Don't worry.
We're gonna hopefully get everything.
We're pretty much done with most of them. I'm joking.
We're gonna
not
try to
even
migrate
close.
everything we currently have to a site of our own design and hosting.
Yeah.
We'll let you guys know about that coming up here soon. Right now, it's nothing, so no need to hack it. Just saying, Lizard Squad. No one likes you, Lizard Squad.
They like them.
Last topic, actually, just a tangent. They hacked another thing. They are claiming, finger quotes again, they're the reason why Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff, all the outages that happened for a whole 40 minutes, they're claiming they did that as well. Lizard Squad's a bunch of bastards. No one likes them.
Even if it is that they actually are doing this, which it could be just a thing of they just take claim over anything that happens. But even if they are doing all this, it's like after a certain point, it's all why.
See, that's the problem though. In their minds, they're like, it's for the betterment of humanity. I'm like, no, you're just pissing a bunch of people off. You're not really you're not showing us how to fix it. You're just breaking it.
It's like the kid on the playground who pushes you off the slide.
And then says it's to build character.
Yeah, and then doesn't even go down the slide. They're not even all, well, you're taking too long. They're just, I don't know.
Like if this Lizard Squad or whoever's doing it, I mean, there's a possibility that Lizard Squad, like Anonymous, is just whoever takes claim of it is the one who actually did it. It's not really like an actual organization, but like with this Lizard Squad thing, like if they, in my opinion, if they really want to better the human race or whatever, they would help, make a better security system rather than breaking it.
Yeah, or they could actually create their own jobs and stuff and create a ridiculous security system that they get paid millions to dish out to different companies.
Well, and that's the thing that people don't get is people think that the best way to get people to move on and move up is to force their hand. Like there was a guy at I think it was it was a college here not UCLA, that's LA.
You
U
wish
of
you
A.
were at UCLA.
U of A. He broke in to, and I think it was either a professor or somebody who sold security systems, but he was going to prove that he could break into their security system so that they would buy his. Well, instead, they sued him because he basically posted online, "Here's how you break into our school." And instead of being like, here's bring a representative, let me show you in person. I don't have to make a big publicity stunt, about it.
Yeah.
Instead, because he's leaking a bunch of information onto the website. I mean, it's not like, I mean, even if he were to be correct and say, and they're like, oh, we do need to get a new security system. This guy can help us. It's like, yeah, but you already posted how to break into a school. I mean, that has expensive equipment in it. It's like you're already a criminal. You're criminalizing yourself when you think you're trying to do something right. You're just criminalizing yourself, and it's gonna backfire. You might as well, instead of being this hotshot hacker or whatever that for some reason has come in vogue now, of being a hacker means being a smart, cool, introverted. It's you're a criminal and you're a douchebag. You're and nobody likes you because you aren't helping us. You're just breaking things and then laughing whenever no one knows how to fix it. So that's my final word on that. I don't know what you think.
Yeah.
I moved back far away from the mic on that last one.
I don't know. That's just, after a certain point, you just got to start kneecapping people because that's the only way they're going to learn, right?
just go over to Europe and start kneecapping everyone that says they're from Lizard Squad. They might totally be joking. There's like a 4-year-old. I'm from Lizard Squad. You're dead.
That's how you build character, right?
Yeah. Push them down the slide.
Just rub some dirt on it.
Rub some dirt on it. 2015. I'm still not used to the new year.
Can't wait till the division though.
The division's gonna be cool, but we will save that.
As long as, cross your fingers, Ubisoft doesn't fuck it up.
We will have to table that for next week. We are at time, so thank you guys for listening.
Join us again on the Random Tangent podcast,
where we don't know when we'll make one, when it'll come out, or anything like that. But you'll watch it anyway because you have nothing else better to do. So.
Or you're playing a video game that's way more interesting than this.
Or you're driving to work and you're just like, I need a podcast. What can I listen to?
Why would you listen to a podcast on your way to work? Why not listen to music?
Podcast.
Why not listen to music?
I like listening to podcasts.
I like listening to music.
Are you hurting us? Listen to our podcast. Don't listen to Nate. Listen to just my side of the track. Don't listen to the Nate side.
I control the universe. You'll listen to me.
I'm hitting stop
at all times.
It's happening. Bye.
Final thoughts.